Alright, DJ Nuts. Alright, this is Coding the Valley of Despair, or Coding in the Valley of Despair. So, if you don't really know what that is, it's just after a while, when you start coding a bunch of stuff, there's no documentation, you really got to figure things out. It's just a lack of stuff reference. So, but basically continuing on, this time I decided to add some voice as I code. Still minimal commentary. Today the music is Argo Fox on SoundCloud. It's another one of these royalty-free channels and everything. So even though I probably won't monetize this, I just don't want to get flagged by YouTube. Alright. So basically where we were last time. Let's see here. If I run this, should. So basically the goal of this thing is to allow for when you have a REST API, you have OAuth2, you send off an authentication token. You send off for an authentication token and it returns back. That token usually has a life of maybe an hour or more, and then when it dies, you need to send it off for a refresh token. So what I'm trying to do is just automate that process, so that if the token is expired and a request has been sent, it will just go ahead and send a refresh token, and that's basically it. So trying to make sure, for some reason it's validating a bunch of stuff, so I'll just go ahead and try to figure out where I was, and I'll explain this here. So because I know I didn't explain anything in the last video. So basically this is my actual working code, which someone would use. This is basically the connector. Any developer really wouldn't use this. The goal would be just for them to use the code on this side. So I'm just handling building all of this stuff on the left side and testing it out on the right side as I go. So all this stuff is just boilerplate, just to kind of, it sets up the server. These things here are just variables that are in a config file, since I don't want to have, even though it's dummy data, I just don't want anybody sitting there getting any ideas of trying to attack any of the servers that I have, even though it won't work. But anyway, and that's not a challenge, please don't hack me. And but there's setup for the request, and here's the login information, and then right here is just a callback, just to kind of show what the results are, if it succeeded or failed. And this is another callback, and I forget. So this is the success callback, and this is just a general. This is just general, just to see what's going on. And then this one is just for a successful login, and then if that was a failed login, I just kind of see what the result was. So this really is very simple. Now in this callback, even though when this logs in it will return a fresh token, I actually just put an expired token in there to force an expired token error, so that it will go ahead and attempt to refresh. So that's what's going on there. Alright, so I'll stop talking and start coding now that this is there. So now you can see it says token failed, invalid token, and it I believe this was our successful token that came through. And so if I go here and I copy this and save and run it, let's see, what is that? Success. Hold on. Well, there's a success, and it says success is not a function. So that's some other error I need to handle. Let me not do that. Say if we just disable this. I'll put my bad token there, and we'll run this. Well, I have some other errors, so let me figure out what's going on. 266. Alright, resource success. Okay. There's my response handler. Now, one thing I don't like is Eclipse just decides not to show me. Like if I go over here, it knows how to parse out and show me my outline, but when you're dealing with prototypes, apparently it doesn't like that. So let's see. See where my response is. That's why in the last video I did a bunch of search and find. So if this is login, oh, I know what's going on. I believe I changed this. So that's going to be under requests. I wish I had an outline. Do requests. Alright, so let's do requests. Let's try .requests, and maybe that'll help. Nope. There we go. Nope. That's not it. Alright. Alright, so we're calling for, so here's our request. No, that's not it. There it is. So I changed it. Got the method endpoint. So data, so I need to actually, I think I'm going to change the order of this, because data is not going to be required at every request, but success and failure will. I think, alright. Eventually I'll be recording this stuff on a different workstation. Alright, let's see. So we need, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put T and T for my success and failure, and then let's do this. That token should be good for a complete hour. Alright, so it's invalid token. Alright, that's good. No, that was the other token that was successful. So now let's go ahead and run. Wow, still bad. $266. Alright, so 266. Let's go here to 266. Got no requests. So the response handler. Let's see where this is being specified. Response handler, so we got response handler. Oh, that's not gonna work. if they said... Response handler, so the response handler, that's the problem, I can't do that. Because the response is going to just bring back one thing here. Alright, so what I'm going to need to do in order for this to work is, okay, I know what my problem is. Let's do this, 266 is where that goes. So we go response handlers, we need to find that. This is under requests, so I need to do... Go ahead and do this here, and we're gonna get response back from the server, and let's see. So we're gonna go R success failure, and I believe that might solve my issue, and let's give it a go. Failed. Alright. Well, that's great. It's better than the error. Alright. So now let's go to response handler. Let's get a response handler here. So that's round 266. So we got success. So here we got response status code on data chunk. Let's do this down here. Okay. So all that stuff is there, but it tells me it failed. So let's see here. Let's see. We're gonna see what the status code is. Somebody. No, it's STR. So it's 200. Watch is correct. Okay, it looks like it's working now. I'll get rid of this. Let's see what we get. Failed. Alright, hold on. What if I do that? Alright. Alright, so let's look at what's happening on the sale. This fail here. So this is the status code. So let's see what status code that's coming back.
Union became America's oldest brewery through hard work, perseverance, and brewing amber gold for close to 2 centuries.
Move that out of there.
Traditional lager. Respect. It's earned. E.T. Union & Son, Pottsville, PA. Please drink responsibly.
Let's see what we get there. Success. Oh. Well, I believe we should do the response, and then we have to actually add the status code. So let's do response res, and I shouldn't need that. Why do I even have that there? Because everything should be. So we should be able to do r.status code. I don't even know why I did that. Let's see, let's try that. Let's try this now, because that makes more sense. Error, status code not defined. Try that. There we go. We got an undefined something somewhere. Alright, so we can close this out. And this is I. Alright. Okay, so we get the string. Let me run this again. Undefined. Telling me it's undefined. Our status code. Response status code. Let's do res. Well, it's not closed out then. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, well, that might be a problem. There we go. Alright, that's what we're looking for. Alright, so we got Cisco 200, so then we don't need this anymore. Alright. Now with that done, let's put in the bad token. Valid token, there we go. Alright. So let's go ahead and grab our good token. And we should get a bunch of goodies here. Maybe not. Oh, we are getting our goodies, so just need to, I'm gonna grab the body, so we're gonna, let me get this. This is true, get token. We're just showing token information, but I'll do another one here. So basically, there we go. Say body. R.body. There we go. Alright, so we got that. Alright, let's just add, if it fails, we'll see the body as well. And I'm sure, yeah, I could have just did that all in one section, show the body regardless, but, you know, it's okay. Flame me in the comments. Building. So, alright. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and back out to our, oops.
Yingling traditional
I gotta use find a bad token here.
Oldest brewery that brings with it all the know-how that doing a thing well affords.
And
Traditional lager. Respect. It's earned.
Really?
Pottsville, PA. Please drink.
alright, sorry for that quick little pause. I had to take a phone call. Alright, so let's see. What I need to do now is get a bad token, so I gotta pop open my MySQL workbench here. See here, I'm on another screen here. Alright, let's see, we got OAuth tokens, access tokens, and I'm gonna grab myself a bad one. Let's try this one. Grab an old token, because I put in a, if I put in one that didn't exist, then it'll come back with a different error, and I'm worried about expired tokens right now. So save that. Let's run. Alright, let's see here. Apparently that token is still good. Let's do one here. Try that one. There we go. So we have an invalid token, and we don't need to. So now we're not going to be logging back in. So let's go ahead and. So I might need to log in. Yeah, I need to still log in. Doesn't set all the information. Alright, valid token. Alright. So from this point, we need to force a token refresh. So let's go find token failed, token failed. So this is where we're going to attempt to do this. This is get new token. So I don't even know if this actually even runs. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to say we're going to pump R into the console log here. Here, let me do this here. I'm going to look a little better so I know what I'm doing here. Yeah, let's do that. Console log. And let's just do that on both here. Don't need that. Here. So it's early in the morning, and I think my brain is thinking about something else. Make sure this still fails. I'm thinking about mixing up my languages right now. Let's see here. Look at new response. So new token should. Yeah, because I don't know what in the world I did there a second, because it should, instead of getting all that red, and I should be able to get console log, and we should pass R in there, okay? Alright. And we should do the same thing here. Alright, let's see what we get. And actually, let's add refresh so we can know if this is actually what's being alright, let's see. Oh, there it is. So it's calling the refresh token. This is great. So refresh token is working. So we got our invalid token. It does call the refresh token. So then once we have the refresh token, we need to force the token itself to be set inside of the this bric-a-brac object here. So let's go to our refresh token. Let's see what it's called. Set token. Let's go over here to the OAuth. I think here we go. OAuth response handler is what we want. And I think what I'll do is I don't know if that's actually gonna work though. Should, but we need to do something different with it though. So let's go request get new token.
Yingling Traditional Lager is a taste of amber gold from America's oldest brewery that brings with it all the know-how that do everything well affords. Yingling Traditional Lager. Respect. It's earned. E.G. Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Please drink responsibly.
So what we need to happen is on success we need to do something. And in actuality, we don't. Okay, let's see. Let's build this a little bit for the future here. So let's do this here. So we're gonna do auth success. Alright, I'm gonna do the auth success. I'm gonna get our response, and then we are going to do. And the only reason I'm at this point using this BB. Basically it's calling itself from outside because I absolutely hate JavaScript's scope issues. I've tried multiple ways of fixing it. I've tried arrows, I've tried binding, I've tried a lot of things, and it's a pain. And I'm gonna try. I think Node supports ES6 in classes, and I'm gonna do an experiment to see if or is it ES6 or EC6 or whatever. It's basically ECMAScript or whatever 2015. Let's see if it'll do what I need to do. And then I'm gonna call that, and then I'm gonna call success and pass our response to it. So so my hope is it'll come, it'll authenticate, and it will pass the response. Now this response will populate the key and all the other necessary things. So we'll do that, and then we'll change this to auth success. Failure. Let's see, failure, we'll just go ahead and just leave it how it is. Terminate my line. Alright, let's see. Because we don't need an auth failure. Actually, we do need an auth failure as well. Because I want to track, like, if it's failed a certain amount of times. Like, if it fails, it will need to go ahead and clear out some stuff. It needs to assume that it was someone changed your password on the server or something like that, so it needs to invalidate the local keys and stuff like that. So we'll just do that. So we'll wrap it for now, and then this will allow me to later come back. It'll allow me to later come back and handle that. So not success, failure. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to do this here. We're gonna do console console log, and let's do bb.get token info, I believe it is. So we get token info. I believe I can just get the token. I think I already have that set. Set the access token. Oh, we'll just get token info. So we'll get token info here. And then, alright, so we'll get the token info before. We should see, so we'll say, so let's say here, we'll say valid. Alright, so we'll do valid, and then we'll set the token, and then we'll do get token info invalid, and then on return here we'll see. And let's see what happens here. So there's a valid token, there's our invalid token, there's our fresh token there. Alright, great. So that's working. Now, so we know that that works. So now the next thing needs to happen is we need to basically buffer our requests, which is going to be 3 variables, which is our method, our endpoint, and then our data, which is not, I'm not using any data now. And then we'll if it fails, if our request fails, we'll need to use the buffer on success. So let's go to our request. I think I already set up a buffer variable. There we go. There's our buffer. So we'll just have that as an object. Let's go here to our request. Oh, I wish this had outlines. I have to look up how to get it to recognize the outlines. Be able to click. Take me right there. Like here. I want to go somewhere, you just click it. It'll take you there. But not here. Alright, so here's our request. So what I want to do is I want to get the method endpoint. I actually need to get all of these. So we're just going to go... Oh, got the buffer already set up. Yes, alright. So there it is. So all those things are already taken care of. So we just need to grab the buffer, grab these items from the buffer on recent. So then we'll basically call ourselves. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go up here to the request new token, and on success, what we will do is, this is probably not even needed now that I think about it, but alright, let's do this. So it's the response handler. So we'll do the response handler, we'll have success. So then we'll do this. bb dot, and we'll do, let's do this. And we'll do, and yeah, I'm just kind of I don't want to keep looking over there, but let's do request. Let's do requests trying to think what's the best way to handle this. Oh, I already had a method in here. Resend request right here. So let's do this. Let's just tell it to resend request, and then it should use from the buffer. We'll still use this for something. It's not gonna hurt to have it there. Resend request, and then what we can do is we don't need that. We don't need that. Alright, let's just empty this out. And we're gonna do this. And then we'll take this dot buffer. Nothing. Golly. Alright, let's see. Some days. Let's see if I had my. If it would read the stuff, I'd have autocomplete. So I wouldn't have to look like I don't know what I'm doing. So let's see this. I forgot what I named it, so I have to go travel all the way up. So I'm gonna grab the method, buffer, method, we'll do, and it's just endpoint. And then we'll have success. Failure. And I don't even know if this is even gonna work. We'll see. We don't need that stuff anymore. So the thought is, if this is all done right, we should see, and I'm just gonna do a console log here. Recent. Alright, let's try it. There it is. So we have, there's my active jobs. So that's everything there. So we have a valid token that goes expired. It is listed as invalid. As you see, the resent obviously asynchronous, but this is the refresh token, and once that is successful and reset, it resets all of the token information, and then it sends the new body down, and then it just runs it to our callback that is here. So there we go. That is a successful OAuth automatic reauthentication, but you know, I haven't tested it with post data, which it should work, but I'll do that a little later. Now it's just time to clean up this mess. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and clean that up. And I think once that's been resent, we need to go ahead and clean out the buffer. So we'll just do this. Let's just we might need to call that some other time. So Prototype. I need to learn how to type. Prototype. No, prototype. Clear request buffer. That way, just call that, and it'll do it properly. Which is just set it to nothing. And that was all kinds of wrong. Function. Alright. Alright. Run this again. There we go. All these extra crazy tokens in here during development. Alright. Let's get rid of the miscellaneous console logs. So now we need to get rid of what we don't need, which is this. These are not needed. Hold on. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, that's not needed. That's absolutely not needed. From there.
Yuengling became America's oldest brewery through hard work, perseverance,
yeah, we don't need
for
those.
close to 2 centuries. Yuengling traditional lager.
So we don't need that.
Respect.
So we do that, and that's...
Pottsville, PA.
Alright, so now we have this error that we need to handle, which is fine. So let's go to 100. Success. That's up here. So what we'll do is set a couple of defaults here. So if success 82, line 82. Alright, so we'll say is if success is equal undefined. It's equal to undefined, then we'll just do we'll just set it as just an empty thing. Trying to think of the cleanest way. I mean, I can do it. Let's see. Alright, success equals. I'll just do it that way. It's ugly, but whatever. Sometimes you just figure you can make a elegant and clean solution, but sometimes just quick and dirty. Because I'm just thinking that this is the only place that this is going to have to happen. So let's run it now. Okay. So basically, what that does is when that's not set, it just has a default, and that's just the default empty function. It does nothing. Alright, and alright, so we got that. Now let's find another console log. That's an error, so we need to log the error. This is a timeout. That's another error. Console log token failed. We don't need that anymore. Oh, that's an error. We do need that. E response E. So we'll we'll do log E, console error. So we'll go ahead and do that. Token failed. Put the error response there. Alright, so and let's use server speak, how the server returns it. Invalid token. Alright. And right now we don't have a global handler. That'll be in another thing. Let's see. Invalid. Make sure that invalid token, invalid. So all of that. Oh, all of this other stuff I'm looking for is out here. Alright, there we go. So there we go. So we got that. Alright. So we have our proper stuff. So now, from now on, shouldn't need. So let's go ahead and get rid of this console log here. Let's get rid of this here. Okay. Alright. Alright, so get rid of that. So that's a callback. So, alright, so let's say requests. Alright, so we don't need that anymore. That is handled inside. Okay. Alright. So one thing I think I need to do, we go ahead, we got request handler. I think one thing I would like to do is, for whatever reason, to force a refresh of a new token. So what I'm going to do is, let's just grab all this. And we'll say, refresh. How am I doing things here? And so I need to go through here and figure out if I'm gonna do camel case or underscores. You know, I got some of these camel case. I'll refactor this later. Just make sure the stuff on the outside. This is a refresh token. So refresh token. So now, this is my problem. Where is this token coming from? Okay, we get this here. So we'll just move this here. Okay. And then we will do...
Yingling Traditional Lager is a taste of amber gold from America's oldest brewery that brings with it all the know-how that doing the thing well affords. Yingling Traditional Lager. Respect. It's earned.
Then here we need to do it this way because it's a handler, so the handlers need to call it this way. Dot. Okay. See if this still works. There we go. Success. Alright. Alright, so then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this, do this, and then get the full response real quick, see what I want to send back here. Error description is what we're going to send back. That's the format that we are coming, it's our error format from the server here. So alright, so we'll do that. That's an error. We'll just go ahead and concatenate colon, I guess. That way. Alright, so that's good. So we got that. Alright, so then we should be able to refresh the token at any time now by just calling vb.refresh token. And then that will refresh the token, which I'm not going to do, but there might be a case for that. So next what I'm going to do, man, I don't know if I can do an easy refactor here. Can I? Alright, so I want to refactor these to camel case, even though my handlers, they have the same naming convention, so I might just stick with that, like my callbacks, and so make sure, maybe I'll just do that, because I personally like the fact that I can tell that it's a callback, but my let's see, so resend requests. Okay, maybe I'll stick with that. Request the token. Yeah, I need to do some cleaning up. I'll fix it later. Alright, so we got that. Got our success. Alright, so now that that's done, so the next thing is going to be, I'm not doing this on this video, but next thing is going to be to actually work with a few of the API endpoints. But this connection thing, I don't know what else I need to do until I actually start coding the front. So, yeah, but that's it. If you made it all the way to the end, oh Lord, you was probably bored. But you know, thanks for watching. If you like these kind of videos, let me know, like it, and subscribe. I'll continue to code things like this, because there are always a lot of tutorials that are beginner tutorials, and I'm trying to work on code that's my day-to-day that I usually deal with, that send me into the cockles of Stack Overflow. So alright, thanks. I'll see you next time.